Only when that power revealed itself within, you know without any shadow of a doubt that what you do here, right now, where you are, has a tremendous impact. Every minute movement of your heart, every movement of where you are able to remain fully present amidst of anything that tries to take you out of that, is that how that power displays itself from something as dramatic and spectacular as actually feeling the power. World events and the spiritual path. On my spiritual path, I encountered the idea that it is useless to engage with the world because what has to change is the individual, and only through the transformation of individuals can the world change. There was the hint that trying to help the world is an ego movement, the ego that deludes itself, believing that it is that and doing the actions. However, the Indian guru Sri Sri Ananda Murti said that nothing happens in the material sphere without applying some force. Question: I trust that the world is going to transform after a period of great bad events into a better place to live and to love. But in the meantime, it is better just to keep our vibrations high and dedicate ourselves to light and love, as a lot of channeling would suggest. The impulse to courage to speak the truth to the world is just a useless illusion, or is there room for it in the path? What do you feel? Well, I feel that what you speak and what you share here belongs to that classical dilemma, classical existential dilemma that many sincere seekers encounter and at some point go through. Um, the angle may be taken slightly differently. Maybe with some, it's more a matter of, is what I do brings any good? How do I know that I'm not wasting my time? Wouldn't my contribution be more impactful if I were to go and engage in some meretricious actions actually on the ground, and so forth? How can I justify? How do I know that what I do on the meditation mat, a pillow cushion, actually brings high vibrations? All this comes only because we haven't touched that level within ourselves when we know without shadow of a doubt that that's what it is. You see? So it's not that I'm saying that somehow you haven't reached high enough level. It's not up to me to say that. What I'm saying is simply suggesting that that tender phase that you perhaps in and what you're sharing belongs to that Ashramic phase, to that often spoken of as, sometimes I refer to it as a quarantine phase, when you should reduce your exposure to news, reduce your exposure to external phenomena in terms of what is out there in the world, simply because you are hatching, right? You're sitting. There has to be a certain temperature, certain stillness, steadiness have to be there. But what happens when this what reveals itself, and it does reveal itself, and certainly will reveal itself to you, becomes the greatest source of confidence and removes all the doubts. Nobody can remove these doubts. I can only encourage you, reassure you now, to give you this nudge to kind of, um, yeah, as the father, I will tell you, yes, all your concerns are legitimate. What children can tell us, you just put it softly. They can say that in a much more demanding and reprimanding manner. Where have we been? Why the world is turned to what it is turning itself right now? How come we didn't act on time? And yet, only when that power revealed itself within, you know without any shadow of a doubt that what you do here, right now, where you are, has a tremendous impact. Every minute movement of your heart, every movement of where you are able to remain fully present amidst of anything that tries to take you out of that, is that how that power displays itself. From something as dramatic and spectacular as actually feeling the power. This is a very well known, feeling that power, that visceral power that is at the core of who we are. It's not some kind of psychological makeup, it's not some kind of exercise. It's a result of an expansion of consciousness and clearing of the pathways of energy where channels are clear enough, then nothing abstracts itself. When we become in the presence of our own light, extraordinary power is revealed within. And that extraordinary power doesn't need confirmation of anyone. It doesn't need to be given approval. Yes, maybe sometimes, as tradition goes, this can be related, and the spiritual perceptor will nod his head or her head, will tap on the shoulder, or simply say yes, and that would legitimize that. But it could be to the degree when it answers all the gazillion of questions at once. When that power reveals itself, then you are ready to be exposed to anything. Anything. To devil himself or any fallen angels or any demons or any structures are there to be confronted in a manner of face-off. It's as simple as that, because the work doesn't stop there. The unfoldment of consciousness continues until total reabsorption of all powers into the heart of the void of yourself. But then everything you say has a different quality as well, you see? So if you feel like now preserving the energy, literally preserving, do not feel you need to justify that. This is the encouragement, if you need one today, so that not to think in advance of what our children will throw against us that we haven't done. Just be fully present to what is unfolding within you right now, because that's is the only place that conceals that power. Meandering and wandering of the mental tendencies. Meandering and the wandering, that's what still there doesn't allow that power to truly speak itself and fill the heart with that what the heart is known as not of faint-hearted kind. You see?